Hello everyone, in today's video we are going to see how we can deploy a Laravel application in a production server. For this we'll be using Cloudways by DigitalOcean, which is a managed cloud hosting. I find it very easy to deploy and manage applications using Cloudways, so we'll be using this in this video. We have collaborated with Cloudways to provide discounts for all our viewers, and you can find all the details about the discount and the coupon code at the end of this video. So here I have opened a folder inside PHP Storm. Now we'll be creating a new Laravel project. So you can see that we have created a completely new Laravel project here. So let's minimize the terminal and let's go to the folder, and we have created a folder app, and inside that we are having the actual project. Okay, so go inside the app directory and you can see this is our new Laravel project. We are not going to do much changes to this application since we are simply showing you how to deploy the application, not to create an application. We do have many other tutorials, how to install Laravel and many other tutorials in our channel, so you can check that out. So let's go to routes and inside the web.php. So here you can see that we are returning a welcome screen. So if you go to resources, you can see inside the views welcome.play.php, which is a default screen by Laravel. So we are going to check if the database connection is successful or not. So this is the code that we are going to use for checking the database connection. And you can see inside the welcome, we are passing the message. So let's go to the welcome.play.php and we can remove everything here and simply print the $message variable. Now that's all. So what this will do is simply show if the database connection is correct or not. We'll be deploying this to Cloudways. Now we have to create an account in Cloudways. You can use the link in the description and create an account. You don't have to use any credit cards. You can simply create an account and get a 3-day trial. You also get a discount on the purchase by using the coupon code CC. You can check the description to see more details about that. So let's go to the login page and log into the Cloudways platform. Now we are inside the Cloudways dashboard. We can create an application for the Laravel. So for that, click on add application and select the type. You can see we are having WordPress, custom PHP app, etc. Now we have to select Laravel. And you can see the Laravel version is 9.37.0. So you can change the version. You don't have to worry about that. You simply have to manage the PHP version. Laravel version, we can deploy it according to our need. So now we can give it a name here, name of the application. Now since we are not having a server, we can also give a name for the server. So let's give it a name CC. Now the server will also be created. Okay, so if you are already having a server, you will be having an option to select the server or create a new one. Okay, so here you can see select your project. Since I have already created a project, I'm having that here, that option here. So you can see here on the sidebar, we are having my projects. So if you go to that, you can see the list of all the projects here. So you can create one here. I think you will be prompted to create the project by default. So create that and select it. Now we can select the server. We are having option to select from DigitalOcean, AWS, and the Google Cloud. So we'll be going with DigitalOcean. You can also see the prices vary. So if you go with AWS or Google Cloud, you can see the price is higher compared to the DigitalOcean. So we'll be going with DigitalOcean. Now we can select the server size. Since we are going to show you a demo only, we can select 1 GB. So here you can see recommended 4 GB or higher for production website. So if you are using it for a production or high traffic website, you have to go with the 4 GB or higher versions. So let's go select 1 GB for now. And now we can select the location. So selecting the closest server locations will help in reducing the latency. So you can select the closest server to your audience. So I'm going to select Bangalore for now. Here on the bottom, you can see the pricing, hourly and monthly. So monthly will be charged $11. So that's all. You can select your server configurations and simply click on launch. You can see the server is being created. Now we have to wait for it to complete. Now our server and the application is ready. So you can see we are having 2 tabs, server and applications. So inside the applications, you can see the application that we created, that is Laravel deploy. And we can click on this application, and you can see we are having a default URL. So let's open this, and you can see this is the default page that we get. So now we have to deploy our Laravel application. So for that, we can go to the deploy via Git option. So for this, we have to use a GitHub account. So let's log into the GitHub account and create a repository. So here you can see that I have logged into my GitHub account, and now we are creating a new repository. So simply create a new repository. Let's give it a name, Laravel deploy, and we can make it private. We can add a README also. Now we can click on create. That's all. Simply create a new repository. Now we can go to the settings here. Inside the repository, go to the settings, and here you can see deploy keys. So click that. Now we have to add a new deploy key. So let's click on add deploy key here, and you can see it is asking for a title. Let's give some title here. Okay. Now we have to give a key. So you can get this key from the Cloudways. Here we are having an option to generate the SSH key. So click this button, and here we can see the SSH key by clicking view SSH key. And this is the key. So let's copy it and paste the key here. And you can click add. Now we have added the key to our deploy keys, and go back to our Cloudways dashboard. Let's click on cancel. So here we can see it is asking for a git remote address. So go back to our repository, and here click on code, this green button, and you can see in the SSH option, you can see this address. So simply copy this, and you can paste that here. That's all. Now we can click on authenticate. Okay, now we can see that it is asking for us to select the branch. So right now we are only having one branch, that is the main. So let's select that. If we are having any other branch, you can select that. So now we haven't uploaded the project to GitHub. So first of all, we have to upload the project to the GitHub. So now we are inside the PHP storm. Open the terminal, and we can open the git bash. You can simply open the git bash from your Windows search. So you have to navigate to this folder after that. So that's why I'm opening it inside the PHP storm. Now we have to change the directory cd app, since we are inside this app folder. Hope you understand the structure of Laravel. So now we have to use git init. So you have to have git installed for this. So if you are not having git installed, you will get an error here. So if you are not having git installed, simply go to this website. I'll give the link on the description. You can simply search git install for Windows or whatever system you are using, and then you can click this download option. You can see, since we are using Windows, you can click Windows, and here you can see we have to select 64-bit. After that, it will be downloaded. That's all. So I am already having git installed. So if you are not having git installed, you simply have to install git. That's all. So only after installing git, you will be having this git bash. So after that, you can run this git command, git init, and after that git add, and then we have to commit. So git commit -m initial, hit enter. Now we have to use the command git remote add origin, and then we have to give the URL to our repository. So let's go to GitHub and click on code, and here you can see HTTPS, and copy this URL, and we can paste that here. Hit enter. After this, you can push this to GitHub. For that, git push can give an origin name. So we're going to create master and hit enter. So now we can see that it is pushed to the GitHub. So let's go to the repository and refresh. Katiata. So here we can refresh this page, and you can see we are inside the main branch. So click on master And now we can see the project. So we can see that it is a private repository, so no one else can access this. So let's go to Cloudways, and here on your Cloudways dashboard, you have to click on fetch inside the branch. You can see we are only having main here right now. So click on this fetch, and now we can click on the branch and you can see master. So select the master and click on start deployment. So now we can see that repository cloned. Okay, so that means it is deployed properly. Now we can try visiting this URL. So you can see we are getting a error here. So this is because we haven't added the database credentials. So let's go to access details here. And here we can see the database details. So we have to change this inside the .env file. So for that, we can go to the server, click on the server and click here. Now we have to access this through SSH. So let's open command prompt. So I am here inside the command prompt. So let's type SSH and we have to copy the username, that is this one. And we can paste that here. And we have to give the IP, that is this one, copy that and paste the IP here and hit enter. So you have to type yes. Now we have to give the password. So copy the password from here and you have to simply paste it here. So for pasting, you simply have to click it once. So let's right click it and the password is already pasted here and hit enter. See, the password won't be visible, so don't mistake it. Now we have to list it ls and you can see a folder applications, cd applications. Now if you list it once more, you can see we are having another folder, this one. So if you go to the server and open the applications, here go to the application settings and you can see the folder name here. So this is the folder name. So that's what is displayed there. So copy that. So we have to use cd and give the folder name. So now we are inside the folder ls. You can see public HTML. So our project is inside this public HTML. So if you want to know how that comes, you can go here and here you can see web root. We are inside the public HTML and inside that we are calling the public folder. Hope you understand the basic structure of Laravel. So this public directs to the folder public inside the Laravel. So let's go cd public HTML. Now we can list it and we can see the project is here. So if you want to see all the files, that is the .env files, etc., you have to type ls-a. That's all. Now we can open this inside Nano. So let's type. Let me just zoom it once more so you can properly view that. Okay, hope this is visible for you. Now we can type nano.env. So here we can see that the database credentials are not given. So let's come down here. Let's start with the password then. So let's go to the access details here inside the application. So here you can see database password, copy that and we can paste it here. And let's copy the username, and username and the database name is similar. So let's copy it once and come here, remove the root, paste it here, remove Laravel from here and paste it. So that's all. See, now the database credentials are given. If you want to change the app debug, you can change it to false, since we are going to show how you have to deploy in production. You have to change the app env to production, from local to production. And that's all. Now you can also change this log channel, etc. We are not going to show you that right now. We'll be creating a new video explaining all these settings in detail. Now we can click on Control X, type Y and hit enter. That's all. Now the changes will be saved to .env. Now we have to run the command php artisan optimize clear. So you can see that some of the packages are missing. So we have to use the command composer update, composer, and hit enter. So here we can see we are getting an error. Now this is because of the PHP version. So let's change the PHP version. So for that you can go to the server, and inside the server we can go to manage settings and packages, and here you can go to the packages option, and we can see we are using the PHP 8 here. So let's click on modify and select PHP 8.2 and click on continue. So this is because we are uploading a Laravel 10 project. Okay, so right now we created a Laravel 10 project and we uploaded it, and the server was created for Laravel 9.3 something. Okay, so that's what happened. So we have to update the PHP version here. So now our PHP version is updated here. So let's go to the terminal and let's run composer update once more. Now the composer is updated, and we can run the command php artisan optimize clear. Now we can try opening the URL once more. So let's go to the application and let's open this URL. So here you can see that we are having the message connection successful, and this means that the database connection is successful. If you are having any error here, that means that there is some issue with the database connection. So right now the database connection is successful. So let's go back to the terminal and let's list it once more, and we can remove the vendor folder. So rm-r and give the folder name vendor and hit enter. So now we have removed the vendor folder right now, and we have to install it once more. So use the command composer install followed by -no dev. Now this will prevent installing the development dependencies, and we can also run optimize autoload -. Now we can hit enter. So here you have to give optimize autoload er, okay, and hit enter. So that's all. So now we have installed only the required dependencies. So now the vendor folder will be there. So let's list it, and you can see the vendor folder here, and all the development dependencies will be removed. And we can run few other commands also, like php artisan key generate. So this will regenerate the key. Now when you run this command, you'll get a prompt saying that if you want to run this command or not, since you are inside the production. Hope you remember that we changed the app env to production earlier. So that's why we are getting this warning. So you can select yes. You can select it by using the arrow keys here. Okay, and hit enter. Now it is regenerated, and now the key is set, and we can run few other commands like php artisan optimize clear, and we can use php artisan optimize. So that's all. Now the application is ready, so we can try opening it, and you can see it is showing everything properly. Okay, so the app is working properly and the deployment part is completed. Now we can see how we can add a domain. So we can go to domain management here. So you can see we are having a primary domain here, which is the default domain. Click on add domain, and here we can give a domain. So I'm going to use this domain, that is concise.dev, and click on add. You can see the domain is added here. You can set this to primary. Click on here and make primary. So before making that primary, you can click on this need help here, and you can see more details. Click that and scroll down, and you can see how we have to connect the domain to the server. So here it is showing the provider name cheap. The process is almost same for all the domain providers. And let's go to the first step, and we have to add a record. So let's go to our DNS management. So here you can see that I am inside Cloudflare. Since I'm using Cloudflare, I'm going to add the DNS here. So you can see the DNS is empty, nothing is here. Okay, so let's click on add a record. So if you want to add Cloudflare, it is very easy. You simply have to point the name servers from the domain provider. You can find many videos online. It is very simple and easy process. So I'm not going to show that. So let's add the record A here. So now we have to provide the IP here. So you can find the IP address here. You can see that the public IP, or you can go to the server, and here also you can see the IP of the server. So this is the IP, copy that, and you can paste it here. Now for now, you can turn off this proxy since we are going to add a SSL. So let's turn off the proxy and click on save. So after adding the SSL, you can turn on the proxy back. So now we can go back to the documentation, and here on the second point, you can see we have to add an A record for www. Copy that, and we have to add it here. Now paste the IP here, turn off the proxy and click on save. So now our domain will be connected to the server. So now if you try to visit this, you will get an error. That is the error with SSL. So you have to install SSL. So let's go to our Cloudways, and here we can see that we are having an option SSL certificate. So before that, we can change the primary domain to our new domain. So make it primary, click here and make it primary, set as primary. That's all. Now we can go to SSL certificate, and here we can see we are having a free SSL provided by Let's Encrypt, and we can provide the email here, provide the domain here. You can click this apply wildcard, and here we'll be given the CNAME option. So let's wait for that. And you can see we have to add a CNAME record. That is this one. Copy that, and it should point to this URL. Okay, so let's copy that also. And let's open the Cloudflare and add our DNS record for CNAME. So add the name here, and we can add the target here. Okay, so you can see we added this URL here and the name here. You can turn off the proxy for now and click on save. Now go back to Cloudways. Now you can click on verify DNS button. You can see the domain DNS is verified. Click on install certificate. You can see that the primary domain has changed here. So our primary domain is codecc.dev right now. So let's wait for the SSL to complete installation. Now you can see the SSL is installed properly. So let's go to the applications, select the application, and let's try visiting this URL again. And now we can see it is working properly, and we are having the SSL. See? So the SSL is also installed properly. So the next thing that I have to show you is the Cloudflare Enterprise option that Cloudways is providing. So if you go to the Cloudflare website and check the prices, you can see that the price that Cloudways is providing is much reasonable. So we'll be activating it, and let's see what all options we get. So add the domain here and click on enable. Wait for it to complete. So now it is enabled for our domain, and you can click on view CNAME records. And here you can see that we have to add these two records. So let's copy this from here and go to the Cloudflare, and inside your DNS management, you can see that we are having an A record here. Now here we have to delete this one. We are going to use a different method to connect. So let's delete this and also this. And then we have to add a record CNAME for @ and paste the URL that we copied and click on save. We can use the proxy here, and let's add another one, CNAME www, and paste this, save. So now you can also add the proxy for this also. Click on save. Okay, now the records are added. Now we can go to the Cloudways dashboard, and here we can close it here and click on this refresh option. So now we can see that the status is active. So our Cloudflare Enterprise option is connected. Now we can try visiting this URL. and you can see it is working fine. So if you go to our Cloudflare, and we can go to the SSL, and here we can keep it to full. Since we are having the SSL installed on the server, we can keep it to full. So now we can explore the settings option here. So here in the overview, we can see the caching option here and the bandwidth used. So you are also having a quota for the bandwidth, so you have to keep track of that. Now let's go to the settings, and here we are having some options like early hit. You can turn that on, and image optimization, it's already selected, and mobile optimization, minification, all these options are selected. Now if you want to turn on extra security, you can turn this on. Hope you understand the basic settings in Cloudflare. So the next thing that we'll be seeing is the staging management. So this is a very useful feature that we could use while in production. So in production, when we are making an update to the existing application, we have to test this application before pushing it to the actual application. So for that, we can create a clone of the existing application using this. You simply have to click on this launch staging application, and it will create a clone of the exact same application. And we could make the changes to that application, and later on, after fixing all the issues or testing everything, we can push it back to the original one. So I will show you how to create it. I will not be explaining it in detail since our video will go much longer. So let's click on launch staging application, and we can select the server. If you want to select a different server, you can do that also. So we are going to keep it on the same server and click on continue. Now that's all. Now this will create a exact duplicate of the application. So here you can see that the staging application is been created. So let's wait for it to complete. Now we can go to the application section, and now you can see that the clone of our application is created. You can see staging. See, if you click this, you can access the staging application using this URL. And you can see that we are asked a username and password. If you come here, we can see it is password protected. You can either use this password and username, or you can simply turn this off. Okay, that's all. So hope you understand how to create a staging environment. So this is one of the feature that I find very useful. So you can see that we can either pull and push using the staging environment. So if you are working on an application with live traffic, this feature could become one of your favorites. So there are many other options like monitoring your server usage. You can see the resources used and many other things. You can manage the services, and you can manage the packages, etc. Here on the security, you can allow the access for MySQL, SSH, etc. You can whitelist the IP, etc. And the scaling option, you can see, you can easily scale the server by simply selecting the server, and you can simply click on scale, and that's all. It will automatically scale this server to the selection that you have done here. And you can also add a block storage. So you can click on attach block storage and select the storage as much as you want. So hope you understand. So it is very simple, and you can do it in a click of a button. So I find it very useful. These features are useful for someone who is working on an application on a production level. So I find it very useful. So hope you understand how to deploy a Laravel application. And we are also happy to provide you with a discount using the coupon code CC. You can get a discount on Cloudways. You simply have to use the coupon code CC. All the details for that is given in the description. You can go to the link on the description and create your account. While creating, you can provide the promo code also, and you can click on start free. You can also get a discount of 20% on your purchase using the coupon code CC. All the details are given in the description. Check that out. So hope you find this video helpful. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more such videos.